Hi guys, today we're going to continue to learn and discuss how to participate in groups, both small groups at the back table, individual groups at your tables, as well as whole group in the class during our whole group lessons. Today we're going to talk about providing your own evidence and inviting others to participate and provide evidence. We talked a lot yesterday about how we're just not all in the same place as our willingness to participate in discussions. So being able and willing to invite others to participate in the discussion is a great way that those of us that are a little bit more outgoing can help pull everybody into the group. Okay, and small groups a great place for those of us that are a little less outgoing to be able to participate, because we can participate without having to do so in front of the whole class. It can be just our small group. So let's talk about ways to provide evidence a little bit. First of all, evidence. We've talked about this a little bit already. It's very important to provide evidence from books to support our thinking during a discussion, because oftentimes when it comes to books, there's not just one way of thinking. When it comes to book discussions, it's not always about a right answer. It's about your answer and proving it using the text evidence and how you see it. You may not agree with your neighbor, and that's okay, as long as you're both providing adequate text evidence. We're allowed to disagree. It's not about agreeing with each other. It's about discussing and inspecting the books that we're reading, digging deeper into those books, pushing our thinking. And that's why providing evidence from the book is so important, because it's not about agreeing with each other. It's about being able to use the book and the author's words to make sense of what we're thinking. That's what's important. There are certain questions that we can ask if we think someone might need to provide more evidence for an answer. Again, you're allowed to disagree with somebody and you're allowed to ask them to provide more evidence, but we need to make sure that we're remembering to do this in a polite and a respectful way. So let's talk about some ways we can provide some evidence. How can you make sure you're specific with your evidence? Okay, again, specific quotes, specific details can certainly help. One way to start your sentence is an example is when. Okay, if you're saying a certain character trait, I know this person is kind because in the book, an example of them being kind is when, and then talk about that. I think this because, tell us what you think and explain why. Anytime we can support our thoughts with the word because and talk about the text in our thinking, that's providing evidence. Specific page numbers. If you can find a specific page while you're reading, find a page that discusses what you're thinking about and use that to provide evidence when you come back to talk. One place I noticed this is, I used this quote because, again, quoting from the text is fantastic. Today, after you listen to the read aloud, you are going to practice giving evidence. We're not going to meet in small group today for obvious reasons, but I am going to have you listen to the read aloud. Think about what you think the theme is, and then you're going to tell us the theme, and you're going to provide text evidence to support why you think that's the theme. If you need some help on how to provide text evidence, this is a perfect page, a perfect part of the slideshow to come back to, and I'll also put this slideshow on our Canvas page. So come back here and use one of these sentence starters to help you provide evidence. You can type this right on the discussion board, okay? But feel free to think about this chart, use this chart when you are providing your evidence. We'll also have this chart near the back table when we start meeting with our small groups, because we're going to really focus really hard on giving that evidence and asking for that evidence this year in oh, excuse me, in our small groups to make sure that we are supporting our thinking using text evidence. Okay, guys? As always, if you have any questions, please just let me know. I will see, hopefully, most of us back tomorrow on Wednesday. Thanks, friends. I'll see you soon.